there's also a TCU PBL companion study going on concurrently.
Right. So the conception here is very much the same as the comparison study, the TCU comparison study. However, the TCU comparison study sort of took at the PBL tasks that were actually given are probably in the center of a continuum of what problem-based learning is all about. So what we actually did was take a look at a piece of work by Michael Watts, who's a science researcher in the UK, and he actually has a book that talks about problem-based learning within science contexts. But we took his conception of 3 different kinds of problem-based learning scenarios. So he calls them given, goal, and own. A given problem, essentially what you do is give the specific problem or what you want the product to look like. But you don't necessarily actually give, oh yeah, and you're giving procedural information as well. So you're both giving what the product looks like and how to get there. In other words, it's a fairly simplistic kind of task. And you, to a large extent, the designer of the task already knows what the end product is going to look like, etc. So it's following directions, a recipe kind of idea. The goal is very similar to what I talked, or the goal problems are very similar to what I talked about in the comparison study. In other words, we just give them an idea of what the actual goal is going to be, and the procedure, how they actually do it, is up to them. And then the third possibility is opening all of those doors up and saying, we don't know exactly what you're going to do, we don't know how you're going to do it, but this is where we would like you to work within this kind of field, if you want, or topic area, or thematic development, or something along those lines. So we've got this series of 3 different kinds of conceptions of problem-based learning, ranging from the fairly closed to the very open. And what we've done in the second comparison study then is to randomize which one of those tasks a participant is actually going to get. And we're again going to see if there's a discrepancy between the kinds of behaviors, the kinds of ability to do things with digital technologies as compared to the actual survey results themselves. So I think it'll be a lot more nuanced than the comparison study itself, but again, it'll be focused on the ways that people actually conceive of tasks and how they can actually carry them out, given a variety of different kinds of instruction sets, if you want to look at it that way.